Do you struggle asking for help or accepting help when it's offered because you don't want to stand out in any way, you don't feel maybe you even deserve it, and you feel like you should be able to cope without any help? So today I'm going to tell you where I think we go wrong when we fall into this trap of thinking this way. So let's get into it. So many neurodivergent people think this way. We've become accustomed to just wanting to fly below the radar, not stand out in any way, positively or negatively. And we've internalized from all of this negative feedback that we've invariably received over the years that we should be performing the same under the same circumstances as neurotypical people, though we all know that neurologically this is just not the case. We can perform and do things just as well as, but we need a different set of supports. And it's not like neurotypical people don't have any kind of supports to help them perform in the way that society generally expects them to. It is just generally expected that they don't have too much noise input whilst they're working, so they will not be able to work so well if someone is talking to them, or if it's too hot, or if it's too cold. These are variables which are just happily accounted for. We may then have our own additional things which are more specific to neurodivergent people, but they're not sort of unfair or meaningfully different in any way from those things which support neurotypical people in working. At the end of the day, what we're trying to get to here is equity, not equality. So this is the key shift here. We've been labouring under the assumption that everything should be equal, that we should have exactly the same as neurotypical people, and that the result then should be exactly the same, when really what we need equity. So how I always see this, here's an illustration. You've got two people at a concert. One is 4'5", one is 6 foot, and the 6 foot person can see over most of the people in front of them, so has no problem really seeing the stage. The shorter person cannot, they're just seeing the backs of everyone in front of them. So they have this little step stool to stand on, and it takes them up to more or less the level of the person next to them, and they can see the stage. This is in no way an unfair advantage. They in no way do not deserve to have this extra bit of height in order to enjoy the concert for which they've paid. So support in this way for us is never about getting ahead. It's never about getting this unfair advantage or something that we don't deserve. Like if you've got a broken or somehow damaged leg, crutches don't give you this unfair advantage over people who are walking unaided. It's about leveling that playing field. Again, equity, not equality. If someone happens to have this super fantastic, great, accurate memory and doesn't need to rely on reminders in a calendar, well, yeah, that's great. But if you do need to, like I do, I have to put everything into a calendar, then I'm just leveling that playing field. I'm not getting one up on anyone. And what's great when you start thinking in terms of equity instead of equality is that this can really help us. If you notice that you really do need some support, let's say at work, framing it through this lens of equity, not equality, can really help. It just gives this layer of reasonability to this, particularly if you have to ask a boss about this. Look, I need something to come up to the same level as everyone else. I don't need you to give me anything which is going to unfairly advantage me or disadvantage anyone else. Let's say if you're an ADHDer and you just work better at a standing desk. You're now on the same level as someone else. You have a different bit of equipment, but the neurotypical person or any other person, they might work best at a seated desk. You just work better at a standing desk. Great, we're all in a level playing field here. So if you just go away today and think, what reasonable adjustments would you have that would bring you up to a level in a particular area of your life where you perhaps struggle to perform the same way as a neurotypical person? What's going to help you? Let me know down in the comments. I'm interested to know, and I'll see you in the next video.